I'm Justin Davis, and this is Drone Camps RC. Hey guys, welcome back to the bench in the Drone Camps channel. I have a new review here today for you from Foxeer. This is another Foxeer camera, and this is sort of the competitor to maybe the Swift 2 or the Runcam Eagle sitting over here. It has that larger lens on here, a lot like this Eagle has, 2.5mm lens, and it has an alloy case around this one as well. 3 different mounting points on the side, which is super cool. Because you can adjust the level of tilt depending on which mount you choose to use. And various quadcopters have different points you need to mount to, so that's kind of nice. You also get a bag of screws, and you get another type of mount. You could use this on fixed wing or something like that. Very easy to set up and mount. It went inside this Leopard frame, actually quite nice. Exactly like the Runcam Eagle mounted, and they both seem to have this 3-position mounting system on the side now, which is kind of nice. And I showed you before that this has a sort of a different back on it. If you look real close, this has a separate OSD port over here on the right hand side, and I kind of like that about the Runcam. So positive and negative about both of these. This one has a different style harness that has cables all the way across, but no big deal. They solder up, and they're not super hard to deal with. So you also get a little OSD programmer. You can go inside the camera and change around the WDR in this, because this is also compatible with WDR, and it makes the lights and darkness, the shadows, work really nice for you. The transitions out of the dark to the light are not super slow. It's actually kind of gradual and really nice compared to some of the older CCD cameras years past, of CMOS cameras. So this is a nice upgrade for my Leopard. Now, can I get personal with these two cameras real quick and maybe tell you my favorite out of the two? So far, I'm liking this Monster 2 a lot. It has a little less grain maybe in the picture than the Eagle, but I really like the Eagle a lot too. So I'm kind of torn between these two cameras, but this one is pretty nice, and I'm going to show you guys some flight footage and show you some of those variable darkness, lightness, contrast settings, and how the transitions work out coming up at the end of this. But it also has built-in audio on here, so you can record your motor noise. Some guys like to include that when they're doing some freestyle videos or racing videos. That's kind of cool. Now this one does weigh 14 grams, which is a super lightweight camera. So very competitive to the Runcam Eagle and the Swift for sure. Now the Foxeer Monster V2 has a huge voltage range from 5 to 35 volts. That's gigantic. A couple years ago, we had cameras that would only allow up to 12 volts. So we fried cameras every once in a while. You have a voltage spike where you didn't have something set up right, or a step down filter, voltage filter, so you could easily fry your camera. But nowadays, we don't have to worry about that too much because this voltage range is huge. So thank God for that. But also, this is a 26mm by 26mm frame. It's very standard for FPV racers in the class of 180 to 200 to 250. So if you're looking for a camera to put on one of those size quads, you can do that. Even down to 130 size, some frames accommodate that. But going any smaller than that, this would probably be a little bigger than a camera. Something this size you'd want to put on something like a micro. Now, speaking of micros, like that little micro Foxeer camera I showed you, the Arrow Micro, it does come with this little programmer board for OSD, and if you press and hold the menu button in the very center, it'll bring up the OSD on the menu and let you change all of those brightness, contrast, turn on, off WDR, all that cool stuff. So that little cable hangs out right here, and I can just kind of hot glue that down for when I'm ready to hook this up out in the field. If it gets cloudy or overcast, I can change that inside the preset settings. So that's pretty cool. I can choose a bunch of different types of settings and get the best image quality. But the day I tested this for you guys actually was kind of nice out and pretty sunny. So I just went with the stock default settings outside with this camera. So let's go outside and let me show you some flight footage of this Monster version V2 from Foxeer. Pretty sweet camera.